Hello and welcome to another podcast. Oh, no, det har jag Hello and welcome to Always Tell Me the Odds, a Star Wars Unlimited podcast, and yet another episode. I am Marcus, or Faluin, and with me today, as usual, is Magnus. Hello, Magnus.
Hello, Marcus.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Good. It's a
how
Sunday, Tuesday.
Yeah, it is. And after a very nice weekend playing Star Wars Unlimited.
A very nice weekend. It was a very nice weekend, actually.
It
was a lot of Star Wars Unlimited this weekend. So that is kind of what we are going to talk about today. It was what we did on Saturday.
Yeah. So it was finally time for the SWU Malmö Open Qualifiers tournament in Malmö.
Yes.
Last Saturday.
Yeah.
So, it was an amazing day, of course. Mm-hmm. We ended up with 37 players.
Yeah.
Which I felt was very good.
Very good.
Yeah, with in mind that the sector is it called sector qualifier?
Yeah, I think so.
Sector
qualifier
in Milan. Yeah. Milan was with the same date.
Yeah.
So that we got 37 players was really nice.
It was really nice, and we know there were some players that are living close by here that also went to Milan, so we might, if that was not the same date, it might have been even more. But 37 was really, really good. But we started out super early in the morning. It was 8 o'clock in the morning. It's like I was super tired when I woke up. I was like, oh, but I was also excited for a long day. So that was good. And we had 6 rounds of Swiss before some people went into top 8, and we had a nice lunch break with some burgers, and then for me, I can, as a spoiler here, but I did not go to top 8. and so some of us were playing some draft afterwards, which was really nice, and for waiting for the top 8 to see who the winner was. And then we went out in the evening, a bunch of us having a beer and a burger. So it was a fantastic Saturday with full of Star Wars Unlimited.
Spoiler alert, I didn't go to top 8 either, so we didn't do that well this time.
Yeah, true. So both of us were drafting, but it was a lot of fun. For sure.
So a lot of fun, yes.
How would you sum up your day? So how would you sum up your tournament experience about the tournament?
Yeah, so for starters, I brought my Piet yellow deck that I have been tweaking for quite some time. I felt really good with that deck.
Yeah.
Actually, I thought it was good into the field of decks that I expected to meet. Among them, Django is quite an okay matchup, actually, with that deck. And the funny thing is the Milan tournament ended up with 7 Djangos in the top 8 and actually 1 Piet Yellow. So I guess I wasn't that far away from what kind of decks you should play if you don't play Django. So he went to top 4. Obviously did a lot better in that tournament than I did in the SWU Malmö Open Qualifiers. But then again, I feels nice to been on the same deck at least. And I know it's not that often that I make the deck myself, but this deck I have made quite by myself with some tips and tricks from other players. So it felt nice.
I know you have told me that you're not very good at building your own decks. So you usually don't do that. You net tech, is that the word? Like you take a deck from net tech. You take a deck from online somewhere and then tweak it and make it your own. But that's so that's fun to hear that you build your own deck for sure.
Yeah, that's it's all often quite hard to do in the beginning of a meta when you don't know what kind of decks are good, but after a while I usually like to take someone else's deck and tweak it to be more fitting for my playstyle. But this time I actually made this deck from the ground up.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
glad to hear that. I didn't know that, actually.
I didn't do that well in the tournament. I did manage to, in the end, go 3-3, so 3 wins and 3 losses.
Yeah.
So I guess that's not too bad. I had higher hopes actually with the deck, but I didn't have that. I had a bit of a rough start to the tournament. Started with facing a Boba yellow deck. A lot of indirect damage just raining down on you, and I had a bit of bad luck in both. He won 2-0. He played it very well, so I don't want to take anything out of his win. But I had a bit of bad luck during those games. One of the games I missed triple dark raid. I totally whiffed a triple dark raid when I have a lot of
That's rough.
vehicles in my deck. It's a very, very low chance of that happening,
Yeah.
but it can happen.
Always tell me odds on that.
Yeah, and in the other game, he said it himself. He had won the new Devastator, the red one, in his deck, and he needed to draw that to kill me, and he did deck that,
of course,
in that deck. So it happens, but he did play it very well, and so I mean, he set himself up to actually win those games.
Yeah.
So
he also ended up in the top 8, I think, right?
I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe, yeah. No, not the top 8, I think, but maybe top 16. But
all right,
yeah,
top 16. Yeah.
Anyways, then I usually the playstyle I have usually. I don't like to face Sabine decks. The decks I play usually are not that good against Sabine. But I felt quite confident with this deck to, like, right now maybe there weren't going to be that many Sabine players in the tournament. So I thought, like, oh, maybe I can dodge them. Of course, my round second is the only Sabine player in the tournament.
Yeah,
so we had one out of the 37 players, and I get to play that deck turn 2 or game 2. And unfortunately, I lost that game as well. Wasn't very close at all. I mean, I do know that the deck can win against Sabine, but everything needs to go my way to be able to, and it didn't. So he played it very well as well, Mike. Who he's a good Sabine player. So well. So I started up 0-2, so it was quite a rough start.
Yep.
I usually don't get very tilted, but I had to, like, try to erase the start and just think, doesn't matter. Let's just have 4 more fun games, and then maybe we'll draft and we'll go out and have a nice burger. So yeah. So that was the I had to change my mindset for the tournament. But then, I won against a Piet red. I lost against another local player, Emil, very good player, played Han 2 blue. And then I actually won against you.
I know.
And I ended up winning against a Luke in the last round. So at least I got to go 3-3 in the end.
Well, that's good. I was devastated when you beat me, because we have been playing a little bit on Carabas before, like your deck against my deck. It's like it was a close matchup, and I won some of them. But then you told me that you changed your deck after you won. It's like, dang.
So my deck, I think it was quite good against both Quinlan. Like Quinlan Tarkin Town and Django Tarkin Town, and you played Quinlan.
Yeah, I did.
I only faced one Quinlan, that was your deck, and I didn't face Django.
Any Django. I was thinking about that, because you built your deck and it's quite good against Django, you said. And I was like, how many Djangos did you meet again? No, none. So for all of you who went to Milan and had all that Django festivities down there, because I've heard there's a lot of Djangos down there, you should have come to Malmö, because there were, like, not as many, at least.
I mean, we had quite a few.
Yeah,
I'm not sure exactly how many. There were like 8 or maybe more than 8, but it was not close to.
No, Not the percentage as they had in Milan, but also
I don't
you
think
didn't.
so. Maybe close to.
Yeah, but you didn't have anyone against you, so
no.
Yeah.
But all in all, super fun, very well organized tournament.
Yeah.
Very big shout out to the head judge Matthias. He
for
did
sure.
an amazing job, and as well our good friend Marcus, who set the whole tournament up. He also, and a shout out to Asmodee as well, because they did provide with a lot of the prices. So that was really nice of them.
And that price table, when I came into the localities, I was like, whoa, was a really good price table, for sure.
It was. Unfortunately, I didn't get to take a part of that very much.
True.
But how did your tournament go?
Well, so I played Django Talking Town. It was a fairly I played it a little bit on Carabast and when we have played our local meetups and stuff. So, and I usually don't play that kind of decks, but I really like this one. So I had a lot of fun with it, and I started against a Piet Blue, which is or Piet Colossus actually, the base with 35 health, and I was a little bit nervous because I've been playing about another local player we have that plays Piet Blue, and I lost 99% of the games because I have such a hard time with that deck. But I actually won that one, so I started really good with a win, and I was like, okay, this day will be good. And then in the second match, I ended up with one of my absolute nemesis, which was CAD Talking Town, and all the bad memories from the PQ in Copenhagen came back because I got absolutely crushed by CAD when I was there. And so in Copenhagen, I had 4 out of 6 matches was against CAD Bane. So that was rough. And I unfortunately lost this one, but it was a 2-1. So I almost had it, but the players more experienced than me, and they got it. They played very well. And the third match was Django Talking Town. So, and but it was also a close match. I had a really good hang on him. We also went 2-1 there. Again, I think I lost because my opponent he's way more experienced than me. But I think I was doing a good job there, and I'm happy how I played. But unfortunately lost there too.
Yeah, I mean this is a game with very small margins when you play, especially when it's a tight matchup So I mean, you're still a new player. You shouldn't forget that. So
I try to
just
remember
need
that.
more practice, and
for sure
it'll get better.
Yeah, I try to remember that. So one of our locals, Emil, we have said his name a number of times. He said that I sometimes forget that you are so new. You have played 4 months. I have played 30 years, so you should not be able to win against me. It's true. Yeah. So 1 win, 2 losses there, and then I went up against a very interesting deck. It was an Obi-Wan with the base Pau City, which gives the leader +0/+1 when it comes out. And it has 27 HP, if I remember it right. And there was a very interesting deck, and he absolutely crushed me. I had nothing to do there. It was a very fast game, and it was horrible because Quinland, his ability is that I ping the opponent with 1 damage. And what Obi-Wan does is that he heals 1 damage. So I just pinged and healed all the time. So... and when he came out, Obi-Wan, it was actually kind of dangerous for me because when I pinged, he healed it. And when he heals, he can ping me instead. So every ping I did, I just got back again. So that was a rough match. But it was very interesting. Yeah, it was very...
So the Pau City base actually has 26 health.
Oh, it's a 26 also.
Close enough.
Close enough, yeah. So, but it was a hard one. But it was fun to play, and it was a very interesting deck for sure. And only Obi-Wan there, so... And then in the 5th matchup was you with a Piet yellow.
Yep.
you won fairly easy there, I think. And but yeah, it was fun though. And then in the last one, I met one of our locals, also a Boba Yellow, and the indirect damage just rained down on me. It was very hard. I was also super tired, and it was not a good one. He won the first game. I failed so bad with a card play in the second game, and if I have done that right, I would have won the game, but instead he took it, and he was like, I thought you would kill me there, but you missed that. So it's like, okay, so we just for fun we played a third game and he won there, so it's like, okay, fair. So but yeah, that was rough. So I won my first one, and my goal for the day was to win one match, so I did that in the first one, and then it just went downhill from there. So
yeah, but at least you reached your goal. So that's
I did. I reached my goal of winning one game, and also I had a good time with a draft afterwards, and I had a lot of fun playing the game. Even if I lost, I had a good fun, and I actually think that I had a better chance against my opponents this time than I had in the PQ in Copenhagen. I was more like in tune with the game now, of course, because I've been playing more. Yeah,
but that's nice. It feels like nice. You're evolving as a card
I
player.
think so. Now I at least understand what's happening, and I didn't go to time in any of the games, which is something I've done before.
That's very, very good.
Yeah, I think that's an improvement, actually. I take it as an improvement, at least. But I was ended up in the last place, so that was a little bit humiliating. But I got a very nice prize because Marcus, who is the organizer, he decided that the three last places, they got one of those double deck containers from GameGenix, those Star Wars things. They're really nice. I've been looking at them a little bit, and now I won one because I ended up in the last place. So that was fun.
That was a good consolation prize.
It was a very good one, and so I'm really happy with the day. And also, the winner of the day is kind of a friend to us. It was Adam. Who is
I'm so humble.
I'm so humble. He's one of the people in the Nordic Takedown podcast. And it was fun because I went up afterwards to him and said that, like, I love that you won with Quinlan Tarkingtown, because Quinlan Tarkingtown ended up in the first place and the last place. So at least they can't ban him now.
It was nice. I guess he's a really good player. He's won a lot of tournaments, and he did a really good job of piloting the Quinlan Tarkingtown deck.
Yeah. I mean, he won 2 PQs last year, so it was really good. Yeah.
There were a few Djangos in the top 8. I think he did win against a Django in the final, at least.
Yes, he did.
But
all in all, it was a really, really good day, I would say.
It was a very good. And you actually got the opportunity to do some interviews with some of the players that were there.
I did, for sure.
So that was very fun. So we'll actually let you listen to some of them here.
Yeah. So it was 4 people I very shortly interviewed, and we will let you all listeners take part of that and listen to them. So let's listen to the first one here. All right, so I'm here with Cake-It. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Just finished my first tournament here, Malmö Open.
Yeah, so that's good. First tournament is always exciting. So what did you play today?
So I played Vader leader as from set 1. So red Vader with green base.
Yeah, that's a classic. You have been playing that for quite a while. It's a really good deck, and you know it really well now.
Yes, it's actually my first deck. So I bought the starter kits, and I fell for the Vader, and then I decided to, what the heck, I'll just pimp it up.
Just go for that. Yeah. So how long have you been playing Star Wars? Because you're kind of new to this, right?
Yes. So we have a board game group, and my cousin introduced us to Star Wars in the summer, but I didn't want to try it actually. But then closer to the end of the year, I decided to try one game, and then I fell for it. So I got home, I bought the 2 first starter kits, and started to familiarize with it.
Yeah, that's really nice. And you also a listener to our podcast, I know that, because you won the raffle, the free ticket to this tournament. So how did you feel when I get that?
But actually, a little bit mixed feelings, because I already bought the ticket. I decided to go like early, so half of me felt that okay, maybe someone else should have gotten, but then it was like a good bonus for me, and I could use the money to buy packs instead.
Yeah, that's a really good. Of course, you should have that if you win it. So what is your like thought about it's your first tournament? So what are your thoughts about it? What are your feelings and the experience you have had today for it's a full day of gameplay?
Yeah. So first of all, I've been really excited for the past week. I haven't gotten time to play that much Star Wars, but I was so excited to come here and play. And so I didn't play much physically, but I got some games in Karabast, and I was like panicking in the last 2 weeks. What deck should I choose, and how should I like tweak it? But as you mentioned, I've listened to the podcast, and I believe it was like episode 15 where you and Marcus like share your thoughts and feelings of how lost you were with the new set, what deck to play, and so forth. And I could really feel that as well. So I got a lot of energy and motivation to okay, I'm not the only one to continue.
All right. Oh, that's good to hear. That's good to hear that we can help a little bit at least. So do you have any ideas or something you want to give to people that wants to go to the first tournament and maybe hesitating a little bit? Do you have any tips, or how should they think about that?
Okay, so I'm thinking 2 things. So first of all, it's about your expectations. From my side, I went with my own deck, and I feel it's good to have lower expectations, because obviously you're not playing a meta deck, and there's a reason. They're meta decks. They've been tried and they work. They work good on many matchups. So that's a good thing. Expectations. Secondly, for me, it's what I learned today is the 55-minute mark is actually longer than you think. So you should not, at least for me, I felt like I don't need to stress. Take your time, take the extra 10 seconds to confirm that you're on your place before you do it. Yeah. That's the 2 takeaways for me.
All right. Yeah, so the time is, I was nervous about that in the beginning too, but it is a lot of time actually. Yeah. Thank you so much for letting me talk to you.
So that was K-Kit, a very new player to the game. And what do you say, Magnus?
He's a super nice guy. Is very, it's an amazing, he showed up, didn't know anyone in the play group at all. He showed up one time when we were playing at a local place, and we luckily we both were there that time. We almost didn't go, but he luckily we were there and he showed up. And I mean, if we weren't there, he might not have found our play group. So this goes back to the last episode where the key to building a community is to show up at your local game store and play, because if you're not there, the new players can't find you. So we're really happy he's joined our play group.
Yeah, and also happy that he came in, tried his first tournament, and that's, and also I think he also told me or us that he listened to our episode about how to become a better player as a new player, and he told us that it was really good to get all these newcomer tips when you are new into a game like this, because it can be very overwhelming with all the words and all the cards and all the things is happening. So I appreciate that very much, that feedback that comes from him. He's a very nice guy. Yeah,
super nice.
I don't really know how it went for him though, but I think he ended up in the middle somewhere. He did pretty well, I think.
Yeah,
so that was good.
so.
Yeah. And then we had another local, also called Marcus, like I do. And so Marcus.
Yeah, he's also a new player to Star Wars Unlimited. He's played some Magic before, but I think he says as well that this is his first tournament in any card game.
Yeah.
So that was also very, very fun to hear that he's going all in with us. He's a super nice guy as well.
Yeah.
And
showing up on a lot of our play nights and stuff like that. So he's really good though. This is what I said before. The player that I have a problem with, the Piet Blue, that I've lost like 99% of the games. It is against Marcus. He's a really good player.
Yeah.
But he also said that we have been playing a lot with this casual when we meet up in the our local play group. But he said it is way harder in a tournament where you have the time limit and there's new players that you never met before and there's like new cards you haven't seen before, and it's like, so he said it was harder than he expected, I think. So it's interesting. But let's listen to the short interview with him. All right, so I'm here with Marcus. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very well, actually. More excited a bit. Still some nerves going on, I'd say. It's still a bit shaky.
Yeah, there's a lot of adrenaline. When you sit down, you're all shaky and stuff. So, yeah. But did it went well today?
Yeah, I'd say so. I don't really know my exact placement, but I went 3 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw in the final match.
And that's really good. And you played what?
I played Piet Blue, so very control heavy, a bit modified version of what is usually out there, I'd say, to counter a bit more of the aggro meta that has been going on, try and play more against the Django decks, and hopefully eventually a bit better against the Quinlan decks as well.
You absolutely crushed me. We are from the same play group here, and I have a very hard time to play against you, so you're very good. But you're kind of new to this, right?
To Star Wars, yeah. I started playing with this pre-release. I've been playing since the 8th of March, yeah. I've been trying to pick it up as quickly as possible. I've been playing a lot of Carabas just to try and get used to a lot of the cards, so there's less, having to see a card for the first time and then having to read it kind of ruins the flow of your gameplay, I'd say.
Yeah, but you're doing really well. And this was your first tournament, right?
First ever card tournament, actually. First for Star Wars and first for cards in general. This has been a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's good. So what do you think about it? As a newcomer coming in here, newcomer to the game, but also newcomer to the tournament, what is your thoughts?
I think playing casual has been a bit more fun for me in that way. I think the tournament was really nice, but I think the speed was kind of too quick sometimes. Having to react or see some cards for the first time kind of put me off. But having, a few players from the local area as well has helped me a lot in the confidence part as well, being able to come in here and feel confident about actually winning matches as well.
Yeah, that's really good. People are very helpful here. So yeah. So is there any tip you could give to someone who wants to go to their first tournament and maybe a little bit hesitant? Do you have any tips or ideas for them?
First off, I wouldn't be afraid to ask around. Other people are playing, kind of what they feel about your matchup against them, learning as much as possible about other people's decks around you, and not feeling afraid to ask about cards while you're playing either. People are really helpful with explaining cards, maybe not explaining their whole setup, but explaining kind of the interaction between their cards with their current board or their current state. So yeah, don't be afraid to ask, I'd say.
Yeah, that's a really good advice, I think. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you soon again here.
And that was Marcus. It was very nice to talk to him.
Yeah, super nice guy.
Yeah.
Always
we
good.
Also caught another one who is called Axel, and let's listen to what Axel has to say. So I'm here with Axel. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, actually. My goal today was to go 3-3, and I made it in the last match against my friend.
Against your friend?
Yeah.
All right. So what did you play today?
Obi-Wan double blue.
Double blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With a base, I don't remember what it's called, but your leader gets +1 in defense.
Mm-hmm.
So I played it and 26 base, and it went fine in some matches and worse in some others.
That's fair.
Yeah.
You absolutely crushed me because we met in the like 4th game or so.
Yeah. I think I got the cards I needed for Quinlan to beat. So it was a fun game.
Yeah, it was a fun game, and you're way too kind because you were way better than me. So what do you think about the tournament here?
Super cool. It's my first big tournament, so I didn't know what to get when I went in, but very good organizers and a head judge that helped me in one game when we had a judge call. And overall, super great day.
Nice to hear. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So that was Axel. What do you think? Obi-Wan, Power City.
Yeah, it seems like a cool deck. Very, very cool. It was very fun to see when I think it was the Oslo PQ where a similar deck went to the final.
Yeah.
And, I was really excited to watch that game.
Yeah.
As you know, I don't play the heroic side of this game, so
bright
it's not for me.
Yeah,
But it seems very interesting. Maybe it's something you should try out.
for sure. I mean,
Could be for you actually.
yeah, I mean, I had him in my 4th game in the Swiss, and he absolutely crushed me with that deck. And when he played it, like instantly, I was like, I need to try this deck. So I asked him right away if he could send me the deck list because I need to build it and try it out. Because it had, I love playing blue, as a lot of you know. I've been playing Ray before, so both Ray Blue and Ray Tarkentown, and I like the blue cards, and the way that the cards he have used in this deck and the way he played it, it really was speaking to me. So I have actually got it, and I will build it, and I will start trying it out because I really enjoyed playing against him, even if he crushed me. So
Nice.
yeah, but in the Oslo PKO, they didn't use the Posit, I think, right? They used the ordinary blue base.
Yeah, that might be correct.
I think so.
I'm not sure.
But the Posit was so annoying.
That was before set 4 as well. So I guess that deck
that's true.
is probably quite different.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
still the same thought about behind, I guess, with the double blue Obi-Wan deck.
He was so annoying when he came out. He was a 4/8 when he come out with a Posit and Sentinel. So it was like, what?
And I guess, I mean, very good against Quinlan Tarkentown, especially.
Sure. Yeah, I mean,
as you can't just attack with Plo Koon and kill
exactly.
him, as you usually do with other leaders.
Exactly, yeah. So like your leader, Piet.
Yeah,
It's like turn 5, here comes Plo Koon, take them out.
Yeah.
But you can't do that with him, with Obi-Wan. We also had during the day there was a content creator there called Joe or Specimen. He is streaming on Twitch, and he's starting to do like rebranding his YouTube and stuff. But he's actually a Lorcana streamer, if I got it right. And he was in a challenge, like a 100-day challenge to learn Star Wars Unlimited. And this tournament kind of his like the peak of this challenge. Did you get to play him?
No, I didn't.
Me neither.
I just saw him play, but I think he played Luke ECL.
Yeah,
right?
he did.
New Luke.
Very interesting deck, actually. And he actually also showed up on the Thursday before the tournament and played with us, the local people. And he had a good deck. And for not being playing Star Wars Unlimited for very long, he was really good. But I guess he had some from Lorcana. I haven't tried Lorcana.
He probably plays a lot of card games.
Yeah. But let's listen to Joe. This is a little bit longer, but let's listen to what Joe has to say. All right, so I'm here with Joe now, or Spessy.
Yeah.
So how are you doing today?
I'm good. I had so much fun. I've been playing Star Wars. I'm honestly surprised I didn't start dreaming about Star Wars Unlimited this week. I played that much. But 2 wins, 4 losses, which I have to be honest, I'm a bit gutted about. I was really hoping to, if I was 3-3, it would have felt a lot better. 2-4 feels kind of bad, but all my losses were really close. And that's what I think I've enjoyed most about picking up this game is it's really fine margins. Every game feels close. And therefore, when you win, it feels really good. And when you lose, it's like, oh my goodness, if I just made this one different decision. And I think that's really, really nice.
Yeah, it's super small marginals in here. What deck did you play?
So I built my own deck. I started off on Tuesday with a Sabine deck with the ECL base, is it called?
Yeah.
Didn't really like Sabine that much. So started looking at the other leaders. I liked a lot of the cards. I like this sort of play style. And when I was evaluating all the cards in the red and green, I really liked the look of a lot of the spaceships and the pilots that were all new. And then eventually I realized that the Luke Skywalker leader was kind of interest to me. I don't know that it's amazing, but I didn't really like any of the leaders. So yeah, I've been playing Luke Skywalker, and it's my own deck. Made it all this week, and yeah, it's really fun. It's got a kind of bad matchup into Django, which is unfortunate, but I almost have the matchup down where, I was taking games from them. I couldn't quite get the 2-1, but it was super fun, really, really awesome game, and I'm already excited to kind of change my approach to the sideboard a bit and make a couple tweaks to the main deck and see if I can do better next week, because I'm playing in Liverpool next week at I think it's called the Sector event.
Yeah, exactly, the sector event. And the sideboarding is a kind of a special thing in this game. And also the resourcing, because that's what I understand kind of unique to this game. But you're not a Star player.
No.
So what are your main game?
Yeah, so Disney Arcana is the one I play mainly. I'm one of the commentators for the Disney Arcana official events. I compete a fair bit as well. I've got like a big background in digital card games, so love deck building, and the deck building element's been really fun. Star Wars, like the resource system is quite similar to Disney Lorcana actually, like Lorcana has a similar one, but the really unique thing is like the turn taking where you like one thing each. I love, the thing I found most satisfying about the game is knowing when to pass, when to take initiative. And I think in particular the pass is really satisfying when you pull that off. And it reminds me a lot actually of a game called Gwent, which is a digital card game, and it's the one I used to be a commentator for that game. It no longer has official events anymore, but yeah, there's a bit of an overlap between Gwent and Disney Lorcana, and for me it was really fun.
Yeah, Gwent, that's the game they play in
The Witcher.
The Witcher, exactly.
It was The Witcher, yeah. So that's how I got started with card games. I played The Witcher 3, and it was a mini game within that, and then they had a standalone multiplayer version, and yeah, I started making content for that in like 2017. Turned that into my full-time job, and I've since moved to physical card games and doing it full-time.
Yeah, that's cool. So you also have a YouTube channel and you have a Twitch channel.
That's right.
Can you say what they are?
Yeah, so Twitch is Specimen, and on YouTube I'm Joe Speci Curly. I'm kind of rebranding away from Speci and more towards my name, which is Joe Curly. But yeah, I've been posting Star Wars Unlimited content, and the video I'm working on, which culminated in this week, was 100 hours to master Star Wars Unlimited. That was the challenge. I failed. I didn't master it, but I got close.
It's an easy game to learn, to start to play, but it's super hard to master.
Yeah. It definitely is. I think what I like is if I had built the deck slightly better and if I'd played slightly better, I think I could have won every single one of my games today. And that feels really rewarding. That's actually what made me fall in love with card games. When I was growing up, I played like FIFA and Call of Duty and these kinds of things. And there's a lot of randomness and things outside your control. Okay, card games has randomness, but really you're in control. And that's what clicked with me with Star Wars a lot. Like I already want to go back now, watch my stream, see what I did wrong, go back, tweak the deck, recognize what I got wrong, and go again, see if I can do better next time.
Yeah, I think I like that with Star Wars also, because there's some kind of randomness in it, but you kind of have control anyway, because you kind of know what cards you have and you can check the deck and so on. So it's like, for sure.
I think that's like when you finish a game and you can look back and realize there was something you did wrong, and that one small thing was the difference between a win or a loss. Star Wars very much feels like that, which is really nice. It does also mean, if I'm going to give my criticisms of Star Wars based off my early impression, there is the main thing I don't like is the mulligan system. Now that might be because I'm a bit spoiled, where in Disney Lorcana I think the mulligan system is the thing I like about it most, because you're able to basically, rather than getting a hand and just keeping it or getting rid of it, you can choose how many cards you keep and how many you get rid of. And I don't like that in Star Wars. I either keep my hand or I get rid of the whole thing, because then you're going to have some games where you get rid of it and your hand is completely terrible and you just lose.
it's a very hard decision to
Yeah.
make if you make it a mulligan or not.
Yeah.
So is it easier in Lorcana in that way? Do you think?
I would actually say it's harder. I would say because in Disney Lorcana you have all of that. You have, rather than one decision, you either keep or you get rid of it. You have,
Oh,
do
yeah,
I
you have
keep
multiple ones.
each? And I think, but again, I'm a commentator for Disney Lorcana, and the mulligan is the highest skill part of the game, and I wouldn't say that's the same with Star Wars. Having said that, you know, the mulligan is still, it's a mulligan, right? And it means that the games aren't going to be too similar. Perhaps with the way that Star Wars turn-taking action is, it would give you too much consistency. And, you know, like imagine this, like Tarkin Town can always like ping you on turn 1, which would be more likely with the mulligan. So, it's probably for the best. It's just my red flag coming in to Star Wars was the mulligan. I didn't think I would like it. I liked it more than I thought I would. But it's still, whenever I've played, and I've not played that many TCGs yet, but whenever they say to me like the mulligan is you either keep it or you get rid of it, it's always a bit of a red flag.
Yeah.
But it didn't feel so bad with Star Wars, I have to
That's
say.
good. Yeah. That's good.
I still definitely don't like the mulligan, but I don't
That's fair.
dislike it as much as I thought I would. And the
That's
rest of the game I loved.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a good grade you give it there. So how long have you played Star Wars? You have a challenge
Yeah.
now? Yeah, and how long?
I started 100 hours ago. I gave myself 100 hours, so
yeah.
from Tuesday to Saturday.
Yeah.
I had done a little bit before. I did some learn to plays at conventions at various points. And about a month ago, I played like half a game with a constructed deck convention I was at. But I've been, for the last 4 days, doing nothing apart from eating, sleeping, and Star Wars. So, yeah.
I am impressed for 100 hours
Yeah.
and doing this good. It's very good.
I think for me, the thing I'm most proud of is I was very clear. I did not want to take a meta deck. I was told, play this, play that, play this. I wanted to do my own thing. I did it with my own deck. It was a bit off meta. And yeah, I'm going to go to Liverpool with the same deck, I think, because I know the matchups a bit more and see if, you know, because it's those fine margins, see if I can make a run there. We'll see.
Yeah. I think you're doing amazing. So keep
Thanks.
that up. I hope you keep playing Star
I will
Wars
keep
also.
playing. I also have a ticket to go and play at the event in Lille. That was actually the first
Yeah.
thing. I bought that ticket like 3 months ago with this kind of video idea in mind, but just I had a weekend free. I'm playing in a Disney Lorcana tournament here tomorrow, so I'm making a weekend of it.
That's fair. So do you have any, because you are a little bit more experienced in going to tournaments and stuff like that, but you're new to this game, but if there are, because our podcast is a lot about being a newcomer into the game, and you as a little bit more experienced player, what tips or advice would you give to a person who is thinking about going to a tournament but a little bit hesitant? So going to a tournament like this, what would you say?
Great question. Yeah, I think just like do it. I think which sounds obvious, but just give it a go. Like, what's the worst that could happen? You know, I think probably my biggest bit of advice would be if you're not sure about something, just ask the judge. I asked the judge about 10 things today.
Yeah.
I also made a mistake. I made several mistakes. Like at one point, all of my resources, because I picked them up to look at them, and when I put them down, they were all tapped. And then my opponent made like a certain player think I had no resources stuff, but I actually had 6. So I just called the judge on myself. I was like, Judge, I messed up. I've not been playing this game long. I got like a 2-point warning and you need 10 to get disqualified, which is like really generous. I think that would be the biggest thing. Like if you come into a tournament, just like let your opponent know like, oh, I'm a bit new. Like everyone here was so friendly. Some people will let you take things back. Like if you make a mistake, some people won't. And that's also their right to do so. Like I think in my first game of the day, I made a mistake and they said to me like, you can take it back. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to take it back because I think it's just, it's your choice. But I think overall just like let your opponent know, I'm a bit new, I might make some mistakes. And most people are like, all right, no worries. Yeah. We're chilling. Like I think even today, one of my opponents was a bit nervous to be on camera because I was streaming. And it was a similar thing where I said, look, don't worry, mate. We're just going to have fun. Ultimately, it's about fun, right? Like, and tournaments really aren't that different from playing at locals, right? So
true. I would say, especially in this game, because people are super friendly and very warm and including. So I think that's a good advice you give there. So like, tell them that they're new and just ask. And asking judges, we say that a lot in the podcast. That just ask that judges.
I think like from a standpoint of if you're like newer to card games in general, my biggest tip on how to try and improve and get better as quickly as possible is I believe it's really important to build your own decks, or at least give it a go. It's probably going to suck, but the more decks that you build, the more you realize like for me, I love doing that, and don't be afraid to like build your own decks, or like take a deck that someone gives you and just, is there a card you really like, add it in, and then after each time think, was that good? What could I change? I think once you start getting into the deck building, that's when you can really start to understand the game at a core level and understand why good cards are good and why bad cards are bad, and that helps you with all your decisions, right? Like if you just get a deck of 50 cards given to you, it's quite hard to evaluate why all of those cards are in the deck. Whereas if you can start trying to build your own, I think it's it takes longer initially, like you're going to lose a lot, but losing is learning. That's the thing, right? The more you lose, the more you learn.
Yeah. I know all about losing. Thank you so much for taking your time.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thank you very much too.
So that was Joe. Yeah, it was fun to talk to him and fun to have him there, and also to open up Star Wars Unlimited to a little bit of a new audience, I guess, because I guess most of his viewers are Lorcana players. Yeah.
But I mean, that's great for the game that
sure.
he's branching out.
Yeah.
I hope he brings a lot of Lorcana players into Star Wars Unlimited.
For sure. I know the winner of the tournament, Adam, he went to a pre-release of Lorcana with a friend, because that friend also came to a Star Wars Unlimited release. So I know there's a little bit of similarities, I think. So yeah. But to sum,
To sum it up, it was an amazing tournament. And everything went very well,
very smooth
for the day. So and again, big congrats to Adam, who took it all home. Again, I guess.
Again,
he's often one of the winners in the Scandinavian countries, at least.
Yeah,
so,
he's really good. He's also a very nice person. It's like he's super nice. So it's
going to be fun to see what he can do when he goes out to. I think he's going to Lille at least.
Yeah,
Going to be fun to see what he can do in a bigger scene.
Yeah,
like European scene.
Yeah, that will be a lot of fun.
So, and before we let you all go for the day, we on this podcast, of course, we always want to know the odds. Always tell me the odds. So today I have a question for you, Marcus.
Yes, I'm ready.
So I got a bit hung up on my in my first game when I missed completely. I didn't find a single vehicle that I was able to play with my Triple Dark Raid in a deck that has a lot of vehicles. So the scenario is I've counted. I had drawn a few vehicles because this was on the flip turn of Piet, so it was 5 resources. I flipped Piet, so there I had drawn a few vehicles, and there were 4 vehicles in the deck that I couldn't play that turn. So I've counted those off. I still had 18 targets in the deck that
All right.
would be able to play.
Should we just say what Triple Dark Raid does for people?
Oh yeah.
Who don't
So
know that?
Triple Dark Raid is 3 cost. You look at the top 7 cards of your deck, and you can play a vehicle for 5 with 5 less.
5 less.
From the deck. Yeah. And with Piet out, that actually, if that is a capital ship, it costs 7 less.
Yeah.
So you can play quite some big stuffs. And I still had two resources that turn, so I could play up to 9 costs capital ships if I found.
Wild.
But so the scenario is then I had 18 targets in the deck that I could have gotten. I only had 38 cards left in my deck. So the question is, what are the odds of not getting a vehicle to play with Triple Dark Raid when you have 38 cards in the deck and you have 18 possible plays in the deck? What do you think?
Oh, so 8. I mean, isn't that like 50% chance to draw one? Maybe a little bit more.
You draw 7 cards.
I do. Oh, yeah, you draw 7. Oh, yeah, you draw 7 cards and you take. Oh my God, that must be. It's like the odds for not picking one must be like, I don't know, 5% chance of not drawing one. It's like 95% chance of drawing one. I don't know.
It's you're kind of close.
Kind of
It's
close.
Actually, it's quite lower than that.
Oh,
It's actually 0.6% chance to not draw
not-
a single playable card in that scenario.
so you had
So,
99.4% chance of actually drawing a card you could play,
I did.
and did not draw one.
Yep.
Oh my
happens sometimes.
That's That
mean-
is so
I mean-
unfortunate.
If you play enough games, it'll happen eventually.
Sure. Oh my.
And unfortunately for me, it happened during a tournament.
A tournament. Oh my. That is so unfortunate.
I mean, I'm not saying that I would have won the game if I
but-
drawn anything, but it definitely didn't help me in that game to not
No.
draw a card, to play a card for 3 that didn't do anything for me.
Oh my god.
So
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
even if it wouldn't have won you the game, it can absolutely change the board quite a lot if you get
Of course,
vehicle in that magnitude out that early in the game, for sure.
Yeah.
That's crazy. 0.6% chance not to draw it. Okay. That's wild. Yeah. All right. Should we wrap this up here? Yeah. Thank you so much for to the people who we got to interview. Very nice of you to let us do that, and thank you to all of you listeners who listens and also who gives us feedbacks and all the yay shouts to us. It's very nice to hear people telling us when you listen to the podcast and enjoy it. So thank you so much for doing that. We have a Discord. We have said it before. We still have it. You can join there, and there's a link in this description. We also have the YouTube channel where we upload all the episodes. We are also now on Blue Sky and on Instagram. So you can, if you use those media platforms, you can find us there. We put the links to YouTube and Discord in the show notes. And you can also find us in the Swedish and the international Discords. And you find me as Falluin, and you find Magnus as Dragonfly. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening. And we talk to you again next week. Bye-bye.
bye.